Hello, my name is Joanna Schreck, and I will be discussing the use of single-subject experimental designs, specifically multiple baseline design, multi-element designs, and changing criteria design. I will summarize key insights from 3 peer-reviewed articles on this topic and connect them to the BCBA task list. Multiple baseline design is an experimental design where implementation of the intervention is staggered in a stepwise fashion across behavior, settings, and subjects. An example of using multiple baseline design may be consulting for a small company that has a set of goals for employees to achieve. They conduct a multiple baseline design on one of these goals for 5 employees. The behavior analysts begin to collect baseline data for all 5 employees. After a steady state of responding is achieved for all 5 employees, the behavior analyst implements an intervention to address the first employee's goal on the first employee while holding the others 4 employees in baseline. After a steady state of responding is achieved with the first employee, the behavior analyst implements the intervention with the second employee and follows the stepwise fashion with all employees. In 2018, Kuhn and Rapp reviewed guidelines set forth by Carles in 2005. Carles suggested that researchers who use MBL design should explicitly state that their MBL design was either concurrent or non-concurrent, as well as graphically plot and align their data points across tiers in a manner that was consistent with the declared design variations. This article also explained the 2 broad variations of the MBL design, the concurrent multiple baseline design and the non-concurrent multiple baseline design. The CMBL, concurrent multiple baseline, is utilized when baseline sessions begin occurring at the same time and data are collected for multiple tiers in close temporal proximity. In a NMBL, non-concurrent multiple baseline design, tiers are randomly assigned to baseline length and each tier is evaluated independently. Non-concurrent multiple baseline designs control for some threats to internal validity. Multi-elements designs is an experimental design where 2 or more conditions are presented in a rapidly alternating succession independent of the level of responding and the effects on the target behavior. There are some advantages of using multi-element design. For example, there's equal opportunities for conditions to be represented during measurements. They all take place in the same phase, and they can test more than 2 conditions at one time, usually a max of 4. An example of this may be a supervisor comparing 2 types of supervision modulates to determine which one is more effective in teaching ABA concepts. The supervisor conducts a multi-element or alternating treatment design with their supervisees on supervision types 1 and 2. The first, type 1, was correlated with a significant amount of change in supervisees' knowledge, whereas type 2 did not demonstrate any change. The supervisor conducts type 1 is likely to be more effective means of teaching novel concept of this supervisees. In 2016, the article by Diller and others presented data in multi-element designs instead of a reversal design, giving potential differences in interpretations that may exist between the 2 designs. The graphs in this study depicted stimulated data in 2-component multi-element designs with 10 data points per component. Changing criteria design is an experimental design where the initial baseline phases are followed by a series of treatment phases consisting of successfully and gradually changing criteria for reinforcement or punishment. In 2017, Klein and others explained that the use of this design have been used with behaviors where an immediate, considerable increase or decrease may be difficult to achieve or undesired. Therefore, gradual shifts towards the desired goals are applied. Also, the study discussed that the changing criteria design does achieve acceptable control through baseline logic and appropriate manipulation of design structure. An example of this may be a behavior analyst is consulting with a client who wants to increase the amount of time they read per day with the goal of reading an hour per day. The client currently reads for 5 minutes per day. The first criteria the behavior analyst sets before the client can earn reinforcement is 7 minutes per day. Then it moves to 10 minutes, then 20, 30, 40, 50 until it gets to the hour. The criteria increase as the client demonstrates stable states of responding. Changing criteria design can only be used when the behavior is already in the learner's repertoire. They do not require reversal or withdrawal of treatment. Changing criteria designs do not allow for comparison. They also involve prediction, verification, and replication. Experimental control is demonstrated by the extent to which the level of responding changes in response to each new criterion. Some advantages of changing criteria design is that they do not require withdrawal and enables practitioners to improve behavior during research. This new knowledge enhances my understanding of the concept and principles of the BACB task list, specifically distinguishing among reversal, multiple baseline, multi-element, and changing criteria designs. When I interpret a graph, I will be able to notice key insights. For example, in a multiple baseline design, it is going to be shown as a staggered graph. In a multi-element, it will have two or more conditions that are alternating treatments. And in the changing criteria design, they should have different goals in each condition. Thank you.